Hi guys, it's Narandil here. I am sorry I haven't put out a video in a good while. I'm still working on the script for the naturalistic conlang creation series. I've been busy with work and wedding planning and buying a flat, all very exciting things, but I haven't had much time to do much conlanging. I'm currently working on the grammar for Agēre, and I thought that it would be good just to showcase the grammar of the language in a bit more close-up detail. This would allow me to make quite a number of, say, 5-minute videos in one go, edit them together and then release them on a more frequent basis, just so that this channel has a bit more on it, because I would like to add more to it. So, the best place to start, I think, is with verbs. Verbs in Agēre are inflected for a number of things, including person, tense, negativity, and number. And all of this information can be contained within the suffix. So in order to say something like I create, I could say se aras, but usually the word se, which means I, is just left out of the verb, and the ending as conveys that information without me having to say se as well. Different persons have different endings. So for example, to say he, she, or it creates, agēre, you have the ending a instead of as. This happens in different tenses, so areasse, meaning I will create, and arades, I did create. So you can see that the person and the tense and the number are all conveyed within the same suffix. In addition, there are also negative suffixes, arasales, I don't create, and these occur within 3 conjugation patterns. Kobis, I feel, has the ending is instead of as for aras, and darus, I begin, has the ending us instead of as or is. So these constitute 3 different conjugation endings. There are also a special subclass of verbs called consonant subclasses. So you'll see here that I choose, filiosse, has the ending se instead of as, is, or us. There are also things called participles, which are verbal adjectives. So from aras, you get arallo, which means creating. There are also imperatives, which are used to issue commands like arave, create. Agēre has 6 persons. There's the first person singular, I, the second person singular, you, third person singular, he, she, or it, first person plural, we, second person plural, you or you all, and third person plural, they. You can see that in each of these cases, the ending changes according to the person who is performing the verb. Aras, I create. Arave, you create. Arason, we create. Areso, they create. Agēre has 4 main tenses. There is the present tense, used to describe actions taken now. Aras, I create. The future, used to describe things which will happen. Areasse, I will create. The past perfect, used to describe things which have happened. Arades, I created or I did create. And the past imperfect, used for past events which were ongoing. Araveones, I was creating or I used to create habitually. All of these have negative counterparts. Aras has arasales, I do not create. Arades has theovarades, I did not create. In spite of there being 4 tenses, there are only 3 tenses which are used for participles. Arallo, the present, creating. Areasello, meaning something like about to be creating, and aradunallo, meaning having created. There are also 3 conjugation types. Aras, with a first person singular ending as, kobis, with a first person singular ending is, and darus, with a first person singular ending us. There are consonant subtypes where the endings slightly differ, so engeames doesn't have as, is, or us, but rather es is the ending, and filiosse, which we've already seen, has the first singular ending se. This brings us on to citation forms. If you look up a word in a dictionary in Agēre, you'll see something like this. You'll see a number of different parts of the verb, along with some shorthand information followed by a translation. This information includes the present infinitive, so arav, meaning to create, the present first singular, aras, I create, present third singular, are, he, she, it creates, the past perfect first person singular, araves, I did create, the part of speech, in this case it's a verb, the inflection pattern, we'll get onto this in more detail in future episodes. You've then got a fun little diamond symbol that I found in a Sindarin dictionary online, and the translation of the verb. All of this information in the citation form gives you what you need to inflect every part of the verb. Now you might say, well, this has all been fairly easy up until now. You just take arad or aras, you cut off a part of it and then you add on another part of it. And that's true for some verbs. You'll notice there that the inflection pattern here is 1A. For all verbs in the 1A pattern, that's basically what happens. You cut off a part and then you add on another part. But if we take the verb iolle, to criticize, you'll notice that that doesn't work in the same way. Let's take the second and third principal parts of the citation form, the present first singular and the present third singular. You'll see that not only do they contain different vowels, iolle has io and uroe has u, they also contain different consonants, l and r. So it's not quite as easy as just chopping off a bit and then adding on other bits. In fact, it is that easy. It's just not as immediately apparent as it is from arav and aras. You know when to use l and r or io and u by knowing the principal parts of the verb along with the inflection pattern. And we'll get into how those mix together in future episodes. So that's it for this video. The next video is going to be looking at verbs in the present tense. Look forward to seeing you then.